Now, Phil, I'll tell you, it has been quite a show already today, man. But we've got a couple of other things that I do want to do today. Now, this one might be a little bit odd, but have you ever heard of an ESG score, Phil?
You know you said that at the beginning of the show, and I don't know what an ESG is, G.
That's right. By the way, Dirty Cat Mechanic gifted tier 1 sub to Martin Von Saberwolf. Thank you very much. ESG is environmental social governance, right? So this is a score that corporations get that now advertisers are using to determine whether or not that's a company that they want to advertise with.
No. Social scores?
Let's take a look. Now, improving the social element of a company's ESG scores by addressing workforce issues. Now, before we even get into this, I'll tell you, there is some positive here. This is a board that's looking to make sure people are following laws, EEOC shit, all of that. I get that. That's fine. I'm good with that.
Right.
They're looking at stuff like environmental impact, which there are already bodies that do as well, so no big deal there. You do want to make sure people aren't dumping toxic waste into the drinking water. Okay, fine. That's well and good. The problem here is that setting it up in this way gives these guys license to go way further with all of this, man.
Absolutely. I mean, the road to hell is paved with good intentions, my friend.
Ain't that the goddamn truth? Well, look at this right here, man. So the kind of stuff that they're looking at here, right? You want to, with respect to workforce issues, the webinar provides practical, cost-effective, and proactive strategies attendees may implement to help improve a company's social factor score in ESG ratings. You'll notice right off the bat, not the product the company makes, how the people that work there act, right? Wow. Keep that in mind. And keep in mind as we look at this, just how much of it has nothing to do with what the goddamn company makes, right? Attendees will understand how to implement the following 4 strategies to increase their company's ESG scores via the social component. Create a crisis response and management plan. Okay, that's fine. We have hurricanes here. I get that. Hire, retain, and promote a diverse and inclusive workforce. We already have the EEOC. Whatever additional rules you try to put on that probably are pretty tilted, man. We've seen that happen in the past. Mitigate the risk of wage and hour litigation. What they actually mean is overpay the new guys so that they don't get pissy and try to take you to court. That's what they're getting at there. And address high-profile sexual harassment and race discrimination issues. Those things are already illegal. They're already addressed by the courts, and as well they should be. But this is what I'm saying, Phil. By making these subjective factors that are actually quantified by other bodies part of a social score that they put into whether or not advertisers will advertise with the company, effectively what they've done is create a way to cut the product entirely out of the situation. The only thing that matters to advertisers is whether or not the general populace views a company as socially positive based on what they want.
Dude,
think about
social
that a
scores
second.
Are a bad idea. They're just never a good idea. Did they not watch that Black Mirror with fucking Ron Howard's hot daughter in it?
They're doing it in China already, man. You know what I mean?
Man.
And here we are. And let me just give you an example of a company whose advertising dollars have been recently dictated by ESG scores. Guys, I gotta let you know, it's a little harsh, but it's the fucking truth. This is the Boeing website. Boeing, as you may know, made planes for a long time and recently makes spaceships, too. Pretty awesome, right? You'd think that that's what that would be they'd be advertising. I mean, you've got to want to advertise with a company that has access to space, right?
Space!
The product makes you want to advertise there. Damn, that's fucking awesome. But Boeing is crippled by their inability to get advertisers without a high social component to their ESG score, without changing their employee lineup at all, without changing their customer lineup at all. What has Boeing done to their website? Well, they filled it up with black folks so that they'll think that blah, blah, blah. If you ask me, If I'm black and I'm looking at this, this is pandering to the highest fucking degree.
Insulting, man.
I'm so far down before there's anything about space shit. It's insulting because nothing changed at the company, and that's the point, man. They didn't change the product. They didn't change their workforce. They changed what their face looks like in order to get advertisers. That's the biggest slap of the whole thing. It's that they didn't actually address any real issues that were going on in their company. Seen anything recently about Boeing going, you know what, these guys that work here, they've been fucking around doing this. We're getting rid of them because we want a better environment. Fuck no, you haven't. Fuck no, you haven't.
Nope.
But they switch up what their advertising face looks like. That way more companies will advertise with them. Again, not because of the product, but because of how they present themselves relative to an ESG score. And you might be going, yeah, but that doesn't work. People would care about the fucking product. Bullshit. Look at this. Korean Air to buy more Boeing 787 aircrafts with funds from ESG bonds. I'm going to give you that one more again. Korean Air to buy more Boeing aircrafts with funds from ESG bonds to the tune of $177 million, by the way. And if you don't totally understand what that means, what it means is that Korean Air was willing to essentially invest X number of dollars for a return of X amount of product. But it's on the contention that Boeing raised their ESG score, which remember is a social score, to a level that Korean Air is willing to do business with. Not if they improve the plane, not if they actually solve the problems, not if they actually follow EEOC guidelines, but if they raise their score, these bonds will mature and Korean Air buys up a bunch of Boeing aircraft. You believe that shit, man?
That's some kind of Ponzi scheme, isn't it?
It damn near is. All I'm saying to you is this. All I'm saying to you is this, man. Variance among a species, what they like to call diversity these days, that's the natural order of things. Look at nature. Whatever can survive does. You know what I mean? Equal opportunity, the idea that everybody's naked and afraid and you just got to do with it what you can, that's the natural order of things. If you just let things progress naturally, that is how it will go and everything will be fine. It's this forceful shit that not only creates a slant in how the economy works, but gives birth to a bunch of new corporations that are ESG hedge funds, man. You believe this? You've created new dirty stockbrokers with this business. You've created an industry of sharks who do not care about the product, do not care about the user, do not care about the employee because they have no stake in those things. They only care about the score and how that dictates the maturity of their bonds. That's what I'm getting at, man. And you hate to see it because it doesn't solve any of the real problems that are there. And I know what you're saying out there, guys. You're going, well, Gulf City Studios is a company that just hires whoever's best for the job, regardless of who they are, that features work from people of all different walks of life from all over the planet, that talks about all different kinds of things, that doesn't take a side when it comes to harsh fucking extremist political views, that doesn't come out here and engage in creating a negative community that's brimming with fucking hate. Surely a company like Gulf City Studios would have a high ESG score.
I would like to know what our ESG score would be, G.
Would you like to know, Phil?
I would.
Well, I'll tell you, it's lucky you watched the Fright Power Hour, my brother.
Like a trip to Europe.
I would like a trip to Europe because we are about to calculate Gulf City's ESG risk score right now, friends.
Nice.
Oh, yes, indeed. Oh, yes, indeed. What is your ESG score? Well, let's take the assessment. Does your company have initiatives to protect workers through worker protection, healthcare provision, and pollution prevention? I do have a workers' comp policy that I've had for years. I do have that. Shit? Yeah, oh yeah. Like if you somehow got hurt on the job here, I have workers' comp. You know what I mean? Like you'd be all right. It was more important when I was working on stage, of course, but
sure, yeah.
I still have the thing. But
like if Luce just up and mauled me one day.
Oh, right. But do we have initiatives to protect worker? We definitely don't have health care. Shit, I don't have health care. I'm dead, you know? Yeah. Pollution prevention, no. No, I don't think so. But I would like to eventually provide health care. So let's call it in progress.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Okay. Does your company provide equal opportunities for hiring and career advancement without consideration of gender? I mean, essentially, yes. We don't care who you are as long as you can do the job. But, I mean, as far as, like, playing Ghastly or Phil on the show, those are both male roles. You know, I'll give you that much.
The way, that is.
That's the way the cookie crumbles, man.
But I mean, it's not to say that you wouldn't hire a female. I mean, who's answering no to that?
Yeah, I mean, there are female cast members already, of course. And as far as, like, dude, again, we're going to fuck this up because it's going to be like, does your management team involve blah, blah? I'm going to be like, it's just me. It's just one guy. I can only be so many things myself.
Here's how we could get fucked over, G. Mm-hmm. Because if they were like, well, are there equal opportunities? Meaning, if there are 2 male roles, are there 2 female roles as well?
Yeah, Sherry and Mina.
They're not throughout your whole show.
Sure.
Is it balanced?
No, it's not. But in episode 2, they do meet the Bechdel test. You might be right.
That's not what that means to me, though. Equal opportunity means they have the same opportunity to get the job that is offered.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Well, maybe not.
I'd say yes.
All I'm saying is this, man. If what everybody says is true, that females only get paid 78 cents to the dollar to males, why wouldn't you hire all females? It'd be cheaper. Huh.
I mean...
Does your company provide equal opportunities for hiring? I say yes to that. Does your company have plans in place to support domestic and or international cooperation to facilitate? I'm going to just tell you no. We pay. I pay my power bill. That's it. That's how I would love to go nuclear. I would like to go nuclear. No. Okay. Does your company have mechanisms in place to identify and remediate child labor and forced labor activities through its global supply chain? No, we definitely don't have that. We don't have that, so that's a no.
Wait, are you sure?
I'm pretty sure. Does your company adopt clean and environmentally sound technologies and industrial processes for its operation? I mean, no.
Fiber.
That's right. I got fiber optic. I left Comcast. So that's a step. I'm going to call it in progress. Does your company take action to support policies to enhance equal opportunity and reduce inequality of outcomes? I mean, again, I think that's the natural state. We already just, whoever's awesome is awesome.
We reveal these truths. Does that count?
Ooh, we do reveal these truths. That's true.
That's taking an action to support
I'm going to call it in progress.
I mean...
Does your company analyze the environmental and social footprint of products not only during their production, but also during... No.
You do answer emails about golf.
Oh, no, wait a minute. We've talked at length about cocaine found in the ocean before. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's environmental and social footprint. You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
And use by not only during production but during use by customers. Yes, Scriptgate. Scriptgate is made for this question. I'm gonna call it. We're about to pass this test, Phil. Here we go.
All right.
Does your company take actions to reduce the greenhouse gas emissions from its trap? No.
I'll let you know. Here.
You know what? You moved closer.
I moved closer. That's saving a lot.
Carbon footprint.
I saved the world by moving here. Oh my God,
it's true. I'm gonna call it improv. You know what? I'm gonna call that a yes. We took actions already.
Yes. That's a fucking win right there, bro.
We're gonna pass this test today, Phil. Does your company commit to and implement responsible sourcing practices for raw materials and commodities?
Yep.
We got T-Tac off the street.
He's pretty raw.
That's recycling.
His material's pretty raw, at least.
You know what? Responsible sourcing practices for all raw materials and commodities. In our line of work, raw materials are our recordings. And do we use responsible sourcing practices to get those? Yeah, man, we record on excellent mics onto fast hard drives and copy redundancies before we put them into working project files. That's a yes. We're going to pass this test, Phil. I'm telling you. Yes. Does your company take actions to assess, identify, and mitigate the risk of contributing to corruption, violence, and conflict, and the weakening of the rule of law? No.
What?
I've said for years that I'm a war profiteer. This one's going to be a big no. No, we are not trying to.
Wait a second, though. What is this bullshit?
It says, are we weakening the rule of law? Yes, we are. So the answer here is no. The answer here is no. Damn.
In progress.
Identify and mitigate the risk of contributing to corruption.
I mean, they're giving to our Streamlabs, and we definitely spend part of it on beer.
I mean, you're not wrong.
So
You are the master of a
there's that.
racketeering scheme.
I am the godfather of the YouTube racketeering scheme, or at least that's what I've heard. So I would say, you know what? Alamo is
In
right
progress.
in the chat, though. With no felonies on streams, you're not doing bad. That's fair enough. I'm going to call it in progress.
That's in progress.
Bang.
Email address.
Enter your email. I'll be skipping this step, sir. Here we go. We scored dead center. There's room for improvement. Hey,
Oh, all right.
we got a 50.
Hey.
We got a 50.
50.
I'm 50. Hell
I would
yes.
say.
You know what, Phil? I make the rules around here, and I'm calling it. We passed the test. Nice work, everybody.
Everybody deserves a drink on that
Yeah,
one.
boy.
Up. I'm just saying, G.
Yes.
When you're looking for a cartoon out there, I'd like to see some of those other cartoons' ESG scores. I bet they're not that good.
We're in the top half because we answered all of those questions honestly, and that's the whale's honest truth, whether you're dead or alive.